All right, you guys. Welcome everybody, AACT and Reno Sparks Composite to the 2025 season. Really excited Rochelle's asking for this too. Hold on one second. While I get this over to her real quick, let me just get that going. Hold that thought. See, I told you, like it's always technology opportunities, right? Let's see. Here we go. Let me pass this to her real quick. Hold that thought, guys. Paste it. She's coming. Oh, and see, we have more people coming in anyways. There you go. There's that. I knew I shouldn't have started that early, right? Give people at least 3 minutes. There they come. Okay, perfect. Okay, you guys. Well, like I was starting to say, welcome to the 2025 season. We are starting it off with our first raid at Kirkwood, race number 1. Really excited about this venue and event. Real quick, I'm assuming that everybody got the message to watch the Galena video first and foremost. That is something that we're asking all parents and athletes to do because it answers a ton of questions for a lot of coaches, parents, riders, a lot with the safety, and it comes with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some things that Rochelle and I got exposed to last night, being on the team director communique call about race weekend. And then we're going to open it up for questions and answers. Sound good? Everybody give me a thumbs up, or come off video, give me a thumbs up. Everything sounds good there. Cool. Yay. I've got some thumbs up there. Love it. Thank you, sir. Okay, I am going to share my screen and I'm going to go over a couple of things just with everybody. So let me see if I remember how to do this. Those tools. Oh, I don't know if it'll allow me to share my screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, no, I guess I can't only. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over everything real quick. So race 1 event information, you guys, it's going to be this weekend. I think everybody knows or has planned their stay in camping or coming out there. So like we talked about, just kind of that mandatory preparation. If you haven't watched that race overview video, please do so. Most of the race related questions are in there, but we're going to go over some of them. Now, with that being said, each event is going to have an event guide. This is usually published about a week before the event, and it is on Nevada North MTB's website. I put that in the chat group this afternoon. Read over the event guide. It's going to contain some information that we're going to go over tonight as well. But it's really kind of like that one-stop shop that, like, if you're driving down there and you're like, oh, I forgot about this, you can pop it open and really get that information, whether it has to do with parking or camping or all of those things. Okay. So that will be prepared with each race. So first and foremost, we need waivers, printed paper waivers with wet ink for everybody that is planning to race by tomorrow night. We must have these in hand tomorrow night. So who needs to fill out one of these waivers? Any athlete that's racing must sign in and turn in that paper waiver. Coaches, you must also sign a waiver as well. The waivers are for Kirkwood. They're not for NICA. They're for Kirkwood for liability release on the ground premises. So we must have those for any athlete, any coach. If you are a parent volunteer, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later too, you must sign a volunteer waiver. That waiver form is a little different and it goes to Sign Up Genius. We have put that information in the chat, but it's also in the event guide with that too. Again, we're going to say we cannot have a lot electronic copies. We can't have screenshots. They must be wet ink. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to let you know how serious they are. We have to turn in a white folder with everybody's waivers in them to the registration desk in order for us to receive race plates and stickers, because without those, we're not riding the course. Okay. So volunteer signups. Let me admit this person in here. So you guys, volunteers are really critical to making races happen. Okay. The league really asks for every race that we have one volunteer for every 2 riders per team. Just spoke with Ann Meyer. She just updated us tonight, and she said currently AACT has about 12 athletes racing with about 6 volunteers signed up. Reno Sparks Composite has about 8 athletes racing and no volunteers signed up yet. So you guys, without volunteers, I just want to let you know races cannot run at all. So please sign up ASAP. What's really cool about this is that you guys will have like front row experience and kind of like be in it with the riders, which is really awesome. And trust me when I say you don't need any experience, especially for course marshaling. And Anne said that we do need spots for middle school course marshaling, which is really kind of cool. You hold a radio, you hold a flag, make sure the riders stay on course, and just report any accidents. Like that's literally all you have to do. And it's just super fun to watch those rider athletes in person, like right next to you. So make sure you guys sign up ASAP. Any questions before I move forward from those things right there? Waivers, volunteer signups. I will put the link in the chat group for the waivers after tonight's call. I also will have paper copies with me. Rochelle had some with her as well too. We do need those in hand by tomorrow night, because if we don't, again, we can't get a race plate to you. Okay. All right. So pre-ride schedule, you guys. Saturday from 2 to 5 is the pre-ride. So those athletes that are planning to pre-ride the course on Saturday, you need to be there by 2 p.m. All riders, well, I'm going to say like really more like 1:30, because we need to give you your race plate with your sticker. And that needs to come from Rochelle and I. So we need to distribute those out to make sure everybody's got them. All riders, you guys must ride with their team too. No exceptions. You cannot go ride the course by yourself. You have to go with your coach, with your team, and you must have your plate and sticker attached to your bike. And we will help you with that. We've got cool colored pipe cleaners that we attach all race plates to. So don't worry about not having anything to attach them to. Okay. Now, for those athletes that cannot make it on Saturday to the pre-ride, just know Sunday morning pre-ride is available as well. So if you're not coming Saturday, but you really want to pre-ride the course, which we really recommend for safety and athletes' best experience on the course, you must get there at 7 a.m. Do your bike check when you arrive, meet with your coach, grab your plate, and head out for a pre-ride, because the pre-ride ride window is from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and they close it off because race begins at 9 a.m. sharp. I'm going to stop here and see if there's any questions. Okay, if I'm not racing, could I sign up for a volunteer? Is it only for parents? I think it's only for parents, Ian, but guess what? There's a lot of fun things that we could probably get your help with, believe it or not, especially things with like grit camp and things like that. So on Sunday, come see me and we'll get you over to the volunteer tent and see what we can do. Okay. So really great question. I love it. Any questions about the pre-ride so far, either on Saturday or Sunday? Are you able to ride the course with your dad if he is set as a coach? If really the team should be riding together, the coaches are really like after the group ride. Oh, with that, no, unfortunately, that was going to be something that I cover as well, is that Kirkwood is not allowing anybody to ride on the mountain before or afterwards, because we have different course set up. right, Rochelle? I think that that's what we heard last night, is that they're not allowing any other recreational type of riding except for the pre-ride and racing on the course, correct?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Okay, just wanted to make sure with that. Yep. But good question though, right? Because there are certain instances like Mammoth, for instance, that have other areas and that can be an option. But with Kirkwood, this is our first event there. So we're just going to keep things like really tight and organized. But remember, you guys, everybody has got to ride with a coach on the course for that pre-ride. Cool. Any other questions there? Should coaches sign up for a volunteer position? Absolutely. That's something that we're going to go over too. If you are currently a coach, and you don't have something like already set up, like Jeff, I know, for instance, he's planning on being with Sam in the timing tent. But Sarah, you can absolutely do that as well. We're encouraging that. Sam's going to talk to a couple of us coaches on tomorrow night at practice while athletes are doing the team photos, and talk about the opportunities that we'll need as a team. We'll need somebody to do hand-ups, right, for athletes who need water. We're going to need somebody to also help them warm up on Sunday morning, and certain things like that. However, there are going to be options where you can actually volunteer as well. So please know that, yes, you can sign up for a volunteer position also too, especially for Saturday. There's a lot of positions there too. So here's another option too. Let's say you have a high school athlete riding in the morning. We have a lot of course marshal middle school open volunteer roles. That would be a really great thing, right? Because you can watch your athlete ride, but then you can also be a part of the volunteer effort later in the day, or vice versa as well with that too, right? So, great question. Sarah, did that help answer it?
Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. What other questions you guys got? Anything there? Okay, let's talk about race day rules and safety. There's going to be some mandatory no tolerance policy with some of these things. So no riding bikes in the pit zone. There is an orange level penalty, which means it's 5 minutes off a rider time and could impact team scoring as well. So no riding in the pit zone whatsoever. The pit zone is where each team has a 10 by 10 tent, or if they're bigger teams, 10 by 20 or a couple of them. There is absolutely no riding. You have to walk your bike at all times in the pit zone. Otherwise, you will get a penalty. The second thing that's really important is helmets are required at all times when you are on your bike. If you do not, you can receive another orange level penalty if that is violated as well. We're really big about safety, guys, right? Another thing is this came in really hot and heavy last year, and this year it's a no tolerance policy, no earbuds whatsoever on the course, no music, no one AirPod in whatsoever. It's a strict zero tolerance rule for safety, okay? And then really the last thing is too, we kind of talked about this a little bit, no caffeine, no stimulants, of course, no banned substances, no smoking, alcohol, and things like that. So please review the 2025 league handbook. That is also on the Nevada North MTB website. And Rochelle, if you have the ability to find that and throw it in the chat. She already did. Thank you. This is why you are so amazing. I love you. Please look at that. Honestly, that is your go-to shop for all the race days, times, event guides, handbooks, all of that good stuff. Okay. All right. Any questions about that before I move on to the next item? We're doing good. Okay, cool. Kirkwood venue guidelines. You guys, camping sites are fully booked. In fact, the league has gotten over 100 camping sites. That is huge, right? So Kirkwood has got over 100 camping sites from Nevada North. The league is doing their best to group teams together, really, but there's no guarantees. So they're going to put it together based really on who's got what, like RVs, people sleeping in cars, tent trailers, things. So that's how they'll really organize the camping in those areas. Fire restrictions. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to have fire pits, no gas generators, but you are allowed to bring propane cook stoves allowed, just no big propane containers, okay? And then Kirkwood is really asking us to stay within the designated areas, which means basically is that there's going to be taped off areas. It's going to be clearly marked and say, like, don't go beyond this point. They're really asking us to get the word out to parents and athletes. Don't get on the equipment or on the non-designated trails or things like that. And absolutely no riding in the dirt in the surrounding areas or on the track. It's just for pre-ride, and then it's just going to be for race day. And so again, riding outside the official course and pre-ride's not allowed, and that can be a penalty as well. Okay. All right, weather and packing tips. Forecast, you guys, forecast 40% chance of thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday. We want you to pack for layered weather. That means rain jacket, gloves, hand warmers, leggings, warm jackets, like umbrellas for the parents, right? Mornings have a tendency to really be chilly in the higher elevations. So just be prepared for like before and after the race, especially with your student athletes, right? They're going to be cold maybe in the morning a little bit. They'll go race and they'll be hot on the course for a little bit, and then they're all sweaty and then they're going to get cold. So make sure you got a change of clothes for them. We will race in most weather, like no joke, rain, sun. We had it snow one time in Hidden Valley in September. It was really strange. Lightning is really our only main concern, and we'll postpone or cancel if lightning comes too close. Okay, so we've got protocols already in motion with that. If we need to move indoors, the league is really prepared on that. So we'll keep you up to date as things progress. But hopefully it's just small little thunderstorms that we kind of get, and nothing serious will cancel or really delay. Okay. All right, and as you guys have questions, please throw them in the chat. I'm kind of watching as I go along, but I can answer questions afterwards too. But just a couple more things: nutrition and food signups. Limited food options in Kirkwood. Really, it's out there. They really don't have much access. I think there's like a cafe that you can get food in one little store, but resort prices, you know, they're going to be high out there. With that, I would just say pack personal stuff for yourself, and we'll talk about that for the parent experience. But we really do need sign up for our athletes, food sign up. So we do have a sign up genius, kind of like we did the potluck, which everybody pitched in. I don't think we need tortillas, Rochelle, for probably another year. But with this, you guys, I think we still have some options left, like chocolate milk, pasta with protein in it, some other items like that. Please know your athletes are going to be out there. They're going to be pushing their all. They need to make sure to get something like a banana about an hour before they race. And then afterwards, it's imperative that they have recovery options available to them. So we want to make sure as parents that we're providing a really great spread and be able to accommodate, you know, our athletes out there and make sure that they're recovering really well after they're out there. We want to encourage parents, please pack personal race course nutrition for when they're on the course. These are things like goo, the blocks, etc., things like that. Remember, no caffeine. So make sure if you get something like in a package, right? Like the honey stingers, make sure you look on there and it says no caffeine whatsoever. And you guys, you're going to want to pack 2 water bottles for each athlete. With that, they're going to have one in their bike And then we're tomorrow night going to be showing what hand-ups look like when they can go past the feed zone and grab another bottle of water. Both water bottles, they need to have their name on the water bottle and their race number on the bottle. That number is on their race plate. And we'll be talking about what their race numbers are in a little bit. Yep. Parents bring lawn chairs. That was going to be another thing on the parent experience. Good call. Okay, race day flow. You guys, race day is going to begin at 9 a.m. I think it used to start at 8 a.m. I feel like it started earlier last year. I feel like, but maybe I'm wrong. Race starts at 9 a.m. with varsity male boys. Podiums and celebrations are expected to run until 4 p.m. We say, please stay for the day, you guys. Be a part of the amazing experience. Cheer on the athletes and your comrades and your team at all levels. I mean, the community support really matters, and it's what you guys will all see there that we fell in love with years ago. I am also going to be giving out a list to parents tomorrow night at practice on start times and arrival times for athletes. I actually have this here in front of me, and I have sorted it. If I've got a waiver, their last name, race plate number, the team associated grade, gender category, race time, staging time, and arrival time. And this makes it so easy for you to just see what time do I absolutely need to be there at the last minute? What time is my athlete need to be in the staging corrals? And what time are they racing? And it also allows us to track with that waiver if we've received that as well. So we'll be bringing that. So you have a paper copy. I'll also put it in the chat group as well. Please make sure that if you do not attend or plan to attend the whole day, that your athlete arrives 90 minutes before their scheduled start time. We want to make sure that they get there with plenty of time to do A, B, C, D, E on their bike check. We want to make sure that their bike is good. We want to make sure we're getting on their plates and their sticker. And all athletes need to do a warm up before their race, no cold starting. So an hour and a half gives us ample time to make sure that we've got all of that without feeling rushed, making sure that they're not missing their race. One of the last things before we talk about parents here at the end is that we are going to be checking in and checking out race plates, at least AACT. Please check with Rochelle. But we're going to be checking out race plates for all events this year so that nobody loses them. It's really fascinating what happens. We've had many athletes lose their race plate in the past. It's really hard on the league to go ask for new reprints, and the replacement cost is $20. It's pretty hefty. So to help put the ease on you guys, we're going to be checking them in and out at pre-ride. And then we'll pull them back on Saturday night when they come in off the course for pre-ride. We'll check them out again on Sunday, and then we'll collect them again as the riders finish their race. This just makes sure that like you're rushing to get out of there and you don't leave the race plate on your bike and you go down the highway and it goes flying off, because trust me, it happens. Or last minute, you're like halfway to Kirkwood and you forgot your race plate, because let me tell you, that happened with Jacob our second year, and that was not fun and he couldn't race. Okay, so we just want to take that off of you. So we will be distributing and collecting those with each race, so that takes the load off of you. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see anybody was waiting in there. I apologize. Admit all. Okay. Yep, sorry. I didn't see you there in the waiting room. I was looking at the other as the sheet I was reading. Okay. So we were just going over how we were checking in and checking out race plates this year. So we will be collecting them. We'll be distributing them before pre-ride and collecting them after pre-ride. And then also at race day, same thing, distribute out, collect them after they're done racing. That just helps you guys not lose them, and we keep it all nice and organized. Last thing, you guys, the parent experience. I want you guys to absorb it, fall in love with it, get to know the other teams. This is all about camaraderie. It's not about competition. Yes, there's some racing in there, but you'll see this is dynamically different. We want to encourage you, as I said, bring chairs, bring blankets, bring snacks and personal items for the pit zone area, okay? Come to meet other families, be a part of the community. Rochelle and I are going to be showing parents where to really have the best views of the race, and where to check in for volunteers and introduce you guys to other coaches and families across the teams. So that's really all I've got. We've got about 10 minutes left here in the room. Well, let's open it up for some Q&A. Oh, you're wondering if you're able to have a water backpack. Absolutely. So if you're not comfortable having a water bottle in the holster, please feel free. There are athletes that also bring Camelback. So yes, you can do that. Yeah, you can have both. I don't see that you can't. We can double check with Sam, Evan, on that. I don't see why not. I don't think so. Let's check with Sam. I've never seen that is an option, or I don't think there's any penalties or rules that I've seen in the handbook on that, but that's a great question. I have seen athletes have both, just like either the water bottle or the pack, but I've never really just paid that much attention to see if they have both. So Evan, that's a great question for tomorrow night for Sam. Are you allowed to have stuff like goos in those bags? You can. Here's going to be the problem. If you're racing, you're not going to be stopping on the course, right? Unless something really happens. So you want to have those things accessible. The problem with with your jerseys, you know how they have the pockets in the back. That's where you want to really keep most of your stuff. You want to be as light as possible on the race course. So that's where athletes will put, they're going to put the goos, they'll put, maybe an extra tube, or they'll put their multi-tool in there and things like that. So if you have one of those water packs, it may get in the way with that, and you're not going to be able to really stop and open up your bag for that, if that makes sense, when you're on the course. That's going to be, I don't know if that's a penalty with stopping like that, but one of the biggest things is that you need to keep moving on the course. If you have to stop at all times, they want you completely off the course if you're having to repair like your bike or things like that, or if you have like a little crash or something like that. If you're just really, really tired too, they're going to encourage you, if you're on your bike, absolutely like no walking, like you're running up that hill and you're trying to stay out of the way and staying out of the way of the other athletes riding the course too, for safety. No, Laura, as far as I know right now, they're still checking with the Forest Service, but no fire pits that we know. So sorry about that right now. We can have the cook stoves, that's for sure. So, I mean, we could probably do propane s'mores, but I don't know how those would be. All right, what other questions you guys got? And you can come off of mute too. Great.
Oh, I have a question. I just want to clarify. So, like, our whole family should plan to kick it in the pit zone when we get there? Okay.
Yep.
There's a huge tent for all of us.
So we have got a 10 by 10 tent for Reno Sparks Composite and a 10 by 10 tent for AACT. So we
Okay.
do have big teams and stuff like that. And what you're going to find is that people are going to kind of rotate out too, with that. So you're going to have student athletes that are pre-riding, they're doing their warm-ups, their out races. So parents are out and things like that. So you'll see a big rotation. What happens a lot of times is, honestly, most people aren't really hanging out at the pit zone per se. They're out on the race course on the sidelines. They're cheering on athletes. Like the parents are just sitting there with cowbells, and the athletes are cheering on. So yeah, believe it or not, there's pretty much enough room for all of us between the two. And we have some room behind the tent too. That is where we are going to be setting up the bikes for the athletes. We have A-frame bike racks. Well, they'll put their bikes, but we have access behind that too for some more chairs and things like that as well. Just nothing in front of that. And you can bring your chairs and put them out on the sidelines of the race course and things like that. You see parents hiking with their chairs and things like that, kind of going around the race course and setting up their chairs around there, as long as they're in a safe area as well too.
And I got,
Hey, Reed.
I was wondering, we're trying to decide if we're going to come back on Saturday night or stay up there. Did you say the camping is full, or is there spaces if we had like a tent? Or
I'm not positive. I know they received a ton of people interested in camping. I can try to look real quick in the event guide to see if there's more spots available. Let me look. Address, parking, camping. Let's see. To reserve a site, I'm opening it up on Zephy right now. I want to see if it's closed. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they got way too many people with that. I would check for a couple of different things. You can check Airbnbs. When I looked a couple of days ago, the Desolation Hotel, which is right out of Hope Valley, which is 10 miles away, I think they still had camping available there. They also have some yurts and some like luxury yurts and some cabins available too.
There's also like a lot of campgrounds nearby.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's like Kirkwood, Silver Lake, Caples Lake, and some of those are walk-in only. I don't know if NICA is utilizing those, and that's what people are reserving. Yes, so there's like so many campgrounds within 5 miles. Some you can reserve, but some are walk-in only, so you might score one.
Good point on that, Sarah. Yeah, everybody's kind of partying it in the Kirkwood campground right there. That's where they had all those reserved. So I know it's just in one area alone. So please look at those other areas around, because you're right. Capel Lake is amazing with that. Yeah, Hope Valley walk-in campground is beautiful. I love Hope Valley. Yeah. And great question about volunteering on Saturday and Sunday. If you are coming on Saturday, please meet me and let's go to the volunteer tent and we can ask Anne. I am sure there's something that we can find for volunteer. Absolutely. So let's just go talk to them about it, but we'll confirm for sure with them when we get there.
Yeah, we're not sure when he'll be, we'll be able to go yet. Like we were trying to figure out a ride for him, and I haven't checked the chat in a while to see what's been up. So
yeah. No worries, Heather. Just like we'll figure it out and we can bring him to the volunteer coordinator and we can figure out what we can do with that for sure.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Any other last questions? I've got 1 minute and 45 seconds left.
I don't know if this is applicable to anybody other than me, but if you have a small child that you're caring for while volunteering, are there any positions that it would be better for that?
That's a really good question. So definitely not stuff like course marshaling or parking lot attendants, right? Because for safety purposes, we need to have full attention with that. Let me look and see if there's anything in particular. I can also contact Ann Myers directly and see if there is anything for that as well.
I have seen last year in the merchandise tent, like the kids like sheltering around and say, "Oh, get the shirt," and the kid goes and helps bring the shirt because they're like boxed in with the supplies and whatnot. So that might be an area, and then we could check again with the coordinator and see if there's any other ones. But I did see some kids helping, like last year, like here's the stickers, give them the stickers, or here's the hat, and then they just kind of help as you watch. So that's
okay. What was that called? The check-in tent? Is that what it's called?
Merchandise.
Merchandise.
Like where all the, yeah.
We'll
Okay,
always
cool.
need help cleaning up too as well, takedown. So those are always options too.
Okay, sweet.
All right, you guys. Well, any other questions, don't hesitate to text me. We're out of time and we can talk tomorrow tonight too. But let's go make it an amazing first race of the year.
Woohoo.
All right. Sounds
See
good.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.